Let's get a little more reaction from business now. Earlier, I spoke to Sandile Zungu from the Black Business Council. I started by asking him if, given Eskom's woes, such an announcement today could have been anticipated.
No one could have expected this dramatic turn of events at Eskom. We absolutely know that Eskom is faced with a serious challenge, and for a lack of a better word, it's faced with a crisis. Crisis of confidence, crisis of project management, crisis of cash flow, crisis of everything. The dramatic turn of events will have shocked everybody, but it's happened. Something ought to be done.
Let's talk about that word crisis, because I agree with you. This is a crisis. Recently, a rating agency looked at the impact it's going to have on our growth in a country where unemployment is high. Eskom struggling to keep the lights on, now facing more instability, perhaps because of a change in leadership. Were you hoping that the chair himself would admit that it is a crisis? As it turned out, he said, no, it's not, again.
Well, politicians and the bureaucracy, including state-owned enterprises, are very averse to the word crisis, and rightfully so, because they always say we're doing something about it. But from where we are as business, we see great difficulties. We see what, for a lack of a better word, we'll call a crisis. What they're doing about it is something that needs to persuade us that it's the right thing. There's no doubt that of all the impediments that are facing our economy, of all the difficulties that the economy is faced with, the issue of generational capacity, Eskom, is a big E. It's the number one. And so to the extent that we as a people, as a country, are able to deal with these challenges that we are faced with, we'll either swim or sink.
So you do seem to be viewing it positively if something good comes of it, even though surely for business a big issue is stability, and now we may have even more instability.
Let's face it, if we talk about cash flow issues, where will the cash come from to keep the diesel-fired generators running? Now, if Labour is saying, don't sell anything, that is being unrealistic in a way, because you can't have it both ways. Allow Eskom to consider those assets which are non-core, for restructuring, if not for total disposal, because cash has got to come from there. So in a way, Labour has got to be persuaded to reconsider their position, because some of the challenges are absolutely real. Cash. If NEXA is not going to consider a higher tariff for Eskom to recover from the users, homes and corporates, then we are going to find ourselves in a deep crisis.
Would you like, therefore, to see a semi-privatization solution, basically?
I don't want to use the word privatization, because it irks a lot of people. But
investors, inviting investors in.
But Eskom is in a corner. There are some assets which are entirely non-core to Eskom's core mandate of generating electricity, Eskom's mandate of distributing electricity. We can think of vehicles. I don't want to talk about the home loan book, because I think maybe Labour has got a point there that, possibly it's the last thing that I will consider. But there are some assets that are really non-core, properties, vehicles, whatever. It used to be called Rotec. Some of those assets need to be gotten rid of. You need to unlock that balance sheet to stop being an albatross to the taxpayer, so that Eskom could be given further room to move forward.
Sandile Zungu from the Black Business Council. Let's take a look at some more reaction from social media. Vusi, when you see erratic solutions being thrown at the same set of problems, know that there is no clear knowledge of what the solution is. On Derby, our biggest concern is stability at Eskom. A board function, their surprise move today means they failed. Why not sack the board? Of course, the focus of today's announcement was on the executive. Zinesh says Eskom's board underwent stage 4 load shedding. I think he means the execs. Daniel Silk, one of the commentators we've had on this show, how much more evidence does South Africa require to show how Eskom needs skilled, independent management and distance from the state?